Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the final losers bracket match in this weekend. We're going to be having Hong Kong against Thailand, two teams that you may not expect to be in the losers bracket. Unfortunately, due to a couple of tragic losses, for Hong Kong it's against the United Kingdom and for Thailand it's against Vietnam. Now they're having to battle against each other for one singular ticket into the finals weekend. Hello, my name is Mashed Potato, and joining in the commentary booth today is going to be Sun Apple. How are you doing?
Hello. Good morning, afternoon, evening to everyone. I'm really excited for this match because I saw Hong Kong yesterday and they were extremely strong, and so was Thailand. And I feel like these two teams, it's going to be kind of difficult to know who's actually going to win in this matchup since it can go either way.
Yeah, that is for sure. I think the dichotomies of both these teams are very different. You got a really top-heavy team, that of Thailand, leading, with players like Kongkai and Pavin leading the way, super consistent players. But on the other hand, you got Hong Kong, who everyone's just putting just a good score, and that's all they need for Hong Kong to get seed 4 and being able to get the win against Philippines yesterday. So very interesting, different team compositions. We'll be able to see this in this matchup.
Yeah, I do like how you mentioned the team compositions because, as you did say, Thailand does have a very strong core roster. It's most likely just going to be Pavin, Konkawa, and Parponger playing for most of the maps. We only saw them switch out Parponger with Achi on Rice 4 just because Achi's so strong on Korjak. But Hong Kong's a bit more flexible. They have a lot more rosters that exist in their lineup. So I think it may be interesting since we are getting to the point where stamina can become an issue for some of these players just because the maps are so difficult. But we're going into protects and bans, looking like Thailand protected LN4 and Hong Kong protects Rice 4.
Yeah, I think based on just previous scores we've seen, Thailand definitely has a lead against Hong Kong in the hybrids and LN departments based on head-to-head in the past match. So that's not surprising. And Hong Kong also did beat out Thailand on the Rice picks in the head-to-head matchup as well. So far, expected picks.
Yeah, I do think Thailand's LN roster is honestly kind of crazy. We saw very consistent 990 average on maps just in this LN pool alone, which is kind of absurd. But the bans have come out. Hybrid 3 is actually banned from Thailand, which is a bit interesting. Maybe not wanting to ban out some Rice just to keep that open. And an LN1 ban coming out from Hong Kong, which honestly understandable. Thailand LN, as I just said, very strong.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, and now, Rice 6 picks. So yeah, okay, so this is the one pick that Hong Kong did have the lead against Thailand in the head-to-head matchup. Thailand, they have a bit of a struggle in this pick against Canada. They lost by quite a large margin, and so Hong Kong wanting to capitalize on this on the previous score lead that they have in the head-to-head. So it's a really, obvious score lead. Obvious pick for Hong Kong to pick. This is going to be the Rice, vocal dump picks.
Yeah, and last time we saw Thailand play this map, they've missed quite a lot, so I wonder if that's going to happen again, especially this being the first pick. I do think Thailand's Rice is going to be the weaker side for their squad, so Hong Kong definitely has to take advantage of that and maybe just try to keep their foot on the gas against Thailand's Rice.
That's for sure. And we're going to be seeing expected lineup from both sides. I think this is the exact same lineup in the previous matchup. You got Pornku, Koshipen, and Kureha on the side of Hong Kong, and Thailand expectedly Pavin, Konkai, and Parponger. This core on Thailand is the kind of top 3 MWC from last year, core from last year. So this is going to be a really good matchup from both of these teams.
Yeah, this is the core that were able to bring Thailand to 3rd place last year. So, it worked last year. No way it's not going to work this year, especially considering how good Konkawa and Pavin have improved. Hong Kong, a bit more newer faces at this point, with Pomful actually coming in. But I mean, a lot of their team is still playing from last year. They've just improved so much. But with that being said, we are going to be going into the first map. It's going to be Rice 6, Hong Kong's pick.
Yeah, that's for sure. I just realized I'm looking at Pomf Cool profile. And they're ranked 6,000 in 4K.
Yep. They
Actually,
are a
yep.
4-digit D ranker, of
Or
course.
of course, yeah. And here we go, first pick of the match, and straight off the bat, we can see just really high accuracy across the board. As expected on a Rice pick, lowest accuracy right now is Pornpool at 99.82, but that is still really high accuracy. So now we're probably going to be seeing this lead being determined by misses.
Yeah, I mean, misses and any 200 at this moment right now. The lead for Pompool isn't or the deficit from Pompool isn't too bad, just because Kuroha has a really high accuracy as well. It is kind of outpacing Konkawa up until now, where it slightly dropped. So
Yes,
Thailand does have the lead.
Yeah, everyone on Hong Kong's now below the 99.9% accuracy, while on Thailand they're hovering around the 99.9%. So they definitely have the accuracy in Pompool with the first drop of the map right here, and now the score is nearly 10,000 points. This map is really short, so one singular miss actually can balloon the score lead up to 5-digit, and we can see right now it's 10,000 points is still score lead. And Thailand now has both the accuracy and the combo lead.
Yeah, and that miss was really, really dirty as well. Pompool dropped from the 99.8 to 99.5, and normally if a drop happens, it's only 5k. But, I mean, we've seen it is up to 12k. It's going to take at least 2 misses from Thailand for Hong Kong to take this point. And a third of the way of the map left. This map does continue to get more difficult, but this lead has actually been increasing. We're up to 14k. We're getting to the threshold where a third miss is going to be needed for Thailand.
Yeah, but it's just not happening. Look, just the accuracy from Thailand is so strong, and even if I do feel like even if they miss, it's going to be a really clean miss, just because of the hit concentration on everyone is so centered. It is so clean right now for all 3 players on the side of Thailand, and Pompool with another miss. Now the score lead is basically irrecoverable. There's not much more Hong Kong can do against this, and this first pick has completely backfired on the side of Hong Kong, and now Thailand's going to take the first break point in this match.
Yeah, that's kind of devastating. I mean, Pavin misses at the end, but it doesn't even matter. 25k lead. Pompool just struggled a lot more on that map than they did before. Thailand having a very convincing 2Fs or SS, which is absolutely absurd. How do y'all do that, Parponger Konkawa?
Yeah, I think the scariest thing is like the fact that Pavin has the worst accuracy, worst ratio in Thailand. And like this is Pavin we're talking about, and yet he's having the worst worst ratio compared to like Parpong and Konkawa.
Yeah, definitely not something you see all the time. I feel like normally it's Parponger with the lowest ratio on Thailand. The classic 99.7 player in my head at least, especially on LN Hybrid. But yeah, it's time for Thailand to pick, and they have a lot of options. I would think they go for something like Pixel Planet, since I think they're like top scoring the tournament in that right now.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think Pixel Planet might be a good point. But they can also go with Rice as well, actually. I think seeing how they performed. Okay, actually, Rice 2 was picked. Okay, Konkai did pick Rice 2. I think this is alright as a pick. Let me just double check the score from Thailand if they have played this before. Okay, so they did, and Konkai and Pavin got 998k, while Parponger also choked like a 997k potentially. So their accuracy is up there. So they can battle against Hong Kong when it comes to Rice, so they have a really good ratio to back up. It's just that the misses was betraying them in the match against Canada, and they did lost that point. But they definitely can't out-ratio Hong Kong in this match in the Rice picks.
Yeah, I do think, though, for the simpler picks, it's going to be better for Hong Kong just because they will be able to play one of their star players' quotient. Because they're very, very strong on these more simpler jump streams and like speedy maps. So I think this actually may not be the best pick for Thailand, even though Paving and Konkawa are so strong. I do think Koshpan and Quotient may be able to match them. but we'll have to see. A 99.8 is kind of insane to be able to get as well.
Yeah. No, I think the main focus is kind of maybe on Kureha against Parfunger, maybe. I'm looking at those two as like potential bottom scores of the team, but it's just depends if these two can outscore each other. And right now, everyone, look at the lobby right now. The lowest is 99.91.
Yeah, jump stream really do be funny sometimes. Thailand having a slight lead because of the difference between. Actually, I don't even know who. It's so small. I think it's like Konkawa Koshpin, but it is so minimal. It's 200s of the difference.
I think Konkawa is really making the difference right now with the extremely crazy ratio of 99.94 to 99.96. But this is what happened in the match against Canada and Thailand. Thailand have the accuracy lead, but Parfunger dropped a couple of 50s and a miss, and that was the undoing. And actually, Koshipin was the first to drop. I didn't even realize, and that was such a dirty drop. 99.9 down to 99.5. And now the score lead is just ballooning up to 50,000, and we're already nearly approaching the end of the map. And Koshipin with another drop. Okay, and now this is looking disastrous for Hong Kong, and this might be a really good thing for Thailand now. Everyone's still holding above 99.9. This is looking to be a really crazy team score on the side of Thailand.
Yeah, when Hong Kong dropped so far, it has been extremely dirty. I mean, we've seen two. It is 20k lead. I think the first drop was like 15k alone, just because Koshpin found a bunch of 200s, or not even just 200s. I saw 100s all over the place there. And at this point, a sliver of the map left, I think it is kind of guaranteed for Thailand. It's really going to be seeing if they can get the three-way FC, getting the average of like 997 or 998 here.
Oh, we're seeing the end of this map. And that's a 2.993 million team score in semifinals. 998, 998, and a 996.9. Are you joking with me?
Huh. How are you even supposed to beat that as Thailand? None of your scores are anywhere close to Pavin or Konkawa, let alone two of them.
And like, no, they all, it's a freeway v1SS. I just didn't realize that. All three players didn't drop a singular bad judgment. That is just insane. I mean, Korea and Koshin doing as much as they can with their own v1SS, but Koshipen with a really nasty drop there. And even if Koshipen did v1SS that, the ratio was not enough for Hong Kong. Thailand just straight up beat Hong Kong in the accuracy department.
Yeah, they're just really strong on these jump streams. I think even if Thailand took a miss, it still would probably be in their favor just because of how much an advantage they have. But it's time. Hong Kong choosing something different, not wanting to pick another rice map, going for Hybrid 2.
Alright, I like this pick. I do like this pick. This is the one where you could get a lot of miss out of the side of Thailand. This pick is, I think this is probably the hardest non-tiebreaker pick in this map pool, just because of how techy it is. It's really awkward as well in its patterning. And at 175 BPM, the mini jacks just become so much more harder to hit.
Yeah, I do think Thailand will definitely struggle a lot more on this than they did on the previous two maps, but I think the same can be said for Hong Kong. I don't know how well they will actually be able to play this, especially since Thailand, Pavin and Parpong are very well known for having really high physicality.
So is Konkawa as well, so like, you're going against the physicality team right here. So it might not be a good pick, but I think it is, in my opinion, I think in this early of a game, you might want to fish, maybe get some potential points that maybe an unexpected points. And actually Quotient, we're always on, I guess, Quotient because they could have got a really good score against Philippines, and they choked quite a lot in the previous match against Philippines. So I think I'm looking at Quotient Pen right now. If you're on the side of Hong Kong, you want Hong Kong to win this match.
I believe, hopefully we won't see a sweep. We are going into this finding the actual sections of the map, and it's still a very small lead for Thailand, just off actually alone. No misses have come out from either side, and I feel like we're not going to see it for a bit until those mini jacks come in.
Yeah, but a lot of accuracy drops right now on the side of Hong Kong. Korea and Koshipin's down to 99.5, 9.6, but Parpong is the first to drop. And now the score is going straight back to Hong Kong. This is the missed potential that Hong Kong's been banking on. The mini jacks is devastating right now for Parponger.
It's honestly scary though, because that miss from Parponger only gave the Hong Kong a 2k lead. So that is still recoverable for Thailand by just accuracy alone. So Hong Kong still needs to stay focused. Quotient doing extremely well right now. But I think it's really going to be, as you said, looking at Koshman, looking at Kuroha, making sure that they can keep their high accuracy as well as they do. This lead has been shrinking. It has gone to the triple digits, just barely under, and it's flickering at this point.
Yeah, I think now Parponger has to stabilize their accuracy, and I think just seeing how Thailand's been leading since accuracy, I think the score is going straight back to Thailand eventually. It's just that we need to see maybe a couple more dirty drops from Parponger to see Hong Kong taking the lead. Actually, it's flickering. As you said, it's just flickering. Hong Kong still doing all they can with a freeway full combo on hybrid too. This is actually unseen. Deadly consistency on the side of Hong Kong. Koshi Pan, Korea has doing all they can to support Quotient. Quotient is trying to match the accuracy of Pavin from Kawaii right now. But the score is going right back to Thailand.
Yeah, the supporting scores for Hong Kong just aren't enough when you're fighting against two 998s basically, and an insane, so close to 999 from Pavin right now. The lead used to be 2k for Hong Kong after the break. If another break comes in, I don't know if that's Bancho, but if it isn't, then I think that'll possibly give Hong Kong a lead, and another one, Quotient takes it.
Wait, hold on. Quotient with this! Wait, that's it! There's still some more maps left! Can Thailand take this? Right at the last seconds, and I think that is that Thailand takes the point. Oh, what a disaster! Quotient, the carrier of that pick, the highest accuracy, 99.8 throughout the whole map, but that miss at the end there was the undoing for Hong Kong. Man, that's tough to watch.
Oh my god, that's so sad. Konkawa, insane score as well. I think if Konkawa did any worse, this scored lead would switch over. But I mean, it's so difficult to play against Thailand. It was looking so good for Hong Kong up until that last second.
Yeah, that ending there was brutal, taking out both the top two potential scorers of Quotient and Pavin, but Pavin managed to stay together just a bit more compared to Quotient, and that was the difference. And now Thailand just continued to go with the jump stream path, and now they're going with rice free. Now testing out the stamina physicality of the side of Hong Kong. I think Thailand definitely has what it takes to be able to win this. I mean, you got Pavin, Konkawa, and Parponger. I mean, this is going to be the same. You're going to be expecting those three to be able to get amazing scores on this pick.
Yeah, I mean, this is another kind of simpler map, so Pavin and Konkawa are going to be absolutely dominating this. It's going to be hard for Hong Kong. They are struggling right now in just the accuracy department, which is kind of crazy to say in semifinals. Losers bracket nonetheless. Keep in mind, one of these players one of these teams are going to be eliminated. Matcha Latte is a Thailand player, actually. Yeah, why are they playing this? That's kind of crazy. Maybe Pavin's not feeling too confident in these kind of stamina maps.
Oh, I thought it would be something like Aki coming in for Pavin. I wouldn't expect Matcha Latte to come in. I feel like Matcha Latte is more like a hybrid Lona player. Okay, very interesting substitution. Let's see how they perform. I'm interested. I'm really interested. This is the first substitution on the side of Thailand for the first, after 4 maps, Matcha Latte coming in for Pavin.
Yeah, I do think I remember hearing something about Pavin struggling a bit more with stamina. I know they were talking about it even in the last map, saying that they missed just because of stamina in the chat. But I mean, I feel like I remember yesterday Pavin being like, yeah, I can't really play the Rice 1 too well, or Rice 2, whatever Rice this is, I can't remember off the top of my head, too well, just because of how long it is. And I mean, it's understandable. 260 BPM jump stream for 3.5 minutes is extremely draining.
Yeah, that's for sure. So straight off the bat, we can see that the accuracy is pretty much even. Lowest accuracy on the board is Matcha Latte, and Matcha Latte with the first miss. This is why I was a bit skeptical. the physicality now in the semifinals is no joke. You need to have you need to have a proper substitution.
Yeah, Matcha Latte is more of an LN player, so it is interesting. We are seeing it kind of backfire. Matcha Latte has been able to recover their accuracy, and this lead hasn't grown too far to where Thailand cannot take over, and it's actually looking like it's moving towards Thailand just because the supporting scores for them are so good right now, and Hong Kong has been struggling a bit more on accuracy as they have in the past.
Yeah, Korea is trying to match that of Konkawa, but Power Ponger's accuracy is just unmatched right now. Coach Japan's trying their best to match the accuracy of Power Ponger, but look at the bottom score. Quotient is the bottom scorer for Hong Kong, and they're at 99.84%. That is a 0.2% accuracy lead against Matcha Latte, and an extra miss as well. Never mind, that's even!
Yeah, it's even, but so far the score hasn't necessarily swapped. It is still evens, kinda. Quotient is getting up to that 400 combo threshold where they will be able to stem the bleeding, but it's up to a 3-digit lead for Thailand, and just barely. Matcha Latte has been able to recover since that intro, but it hasn't been by so much that Thailand has a sizable lead like they have in the past, especially with Kurha being able to cancel out a bit of Konkawa's accuracy at lead.
Yeah, so is Coach Japan, so trying to match out Power Ponger. So now I think the battle here is between Quotient and Matcha Latte, both losing the full combo, but they're trying to hold together. And I think this is going to be really tough later down the line. We still have a third of the map left, and this is where the stamina section is going to come in. It's super trilly, as expected from 11 guy stamina pick. Here's the guitar solo. Coach Japan's the first one to drop in the guitar solo.
Yeah, and that drop was kind of devastating for Hong Kong there. We may have to see another miss from Thailand just because their accuracy has been staying consistent throughout the entire map. As we said, the stamina is going to get to them. I know Quotient, I know Matcha Latte are definitely going to be tired by this point. We are seeing them have a lot of accuracy deficits as a result of this 3k lead for Thailand. It's kind of shrinking, and Quotient taking another drop is not what you want to see for Hong Kong.
Wow, the substitution. Matcha Latte coming in clutch right now. 99.63. Well, the lowest accuracy on the board. But it's the combo, 3,500 combo. Managing to managing to keep himself afloat and just let Konkai and Parponga do the hard carry. And this is all they need. And now Thailand could be taking this. We're approaching the end of the map. There's not much more to go. And for 16,000 points score difference for a map this dense, I don't think there's much more to do. I think this is going to be Thailand's point. 4 points in a row right now.
Yeah, it does look like it ends. I don't think anything Kurha can do can win it out for Hong Kong. Thailand going up 4-0 against Hong Kong. Matcha Latte was able to combo out just all the way till the end. 2 V1SS's from Thailand. Parponger and Konkawa, what are y'all?
Yeah, that's not right. That is just not right. I mean, these two. I mean, it's expected from Konkawa, but Parponger's accuracy, like nearly matching that on Konkawa, is such a good thing on the side of Thailand. I think Parponger Cap being the third player, I think there's a bit of scrutiny on Parponger on like late game accuracy, but he's just putting all the doubts to rest, being able to nearly match the accuracy of Konkawa. Korea doing quite well though, nearly matching Konkawa's accuracy, but it's just the supporting score is not there.
Yeah, I mean, Thailand's biggest strength is that they have 2 players that are basically the same, playing at the tippity top level. And a lot of teams don't have that, such as Hong Kong. They kind of are struggling just to find supporting scores to be able to match up with Kurha.
Yeah, that's for sure. And now they're going with their protects. I think a bit of desperation is coming in now. You're 4-0 down, and we're looking at potential match point being given to Thailand. So yeah, I think a protect pick is warranted right now considering the situation they're in. They need to stem out this bleeding. And okay, so it's going to be Pavin subbing in for Konkawa. Maybe Konkawa is not too comfortable with the Jack picks, and this is like 153 DPM is no joke now. We're getting to a point where it's no longer an accuracy battle. It's just now testing how well you can handle 150 DPM plus Jacks.
It really is. We have been seeing a lot of misses on this map, specifically in one section where there's like an LN on the right side alongside having to play a long anchor on that same hand. And we've been seeing a lot of people struggle on that, so be sure to look out for it. It is in like the last quarter of the map.
Yeah.
So I think this first 3 quarters is going to be just an accuracy war by itself.
Yeah, but then at the end, it feels like it's gonna be more like a stamina battle as well. For 3 minutes of 153 BPM jacks, like there's gonna be some sort of stamina degradation at the end of the map. And as you said as well, there is a long note section, well, semi-ish long note section at the last quarter, so that could trip a lot of people up. And I don't think we're gonna be seeing like 3 ways full combo. It's going to be really unlikely, considering the sort of stamina issues in this map. And we're going to see, I think Machelati is going to be subbed out for Aki. I'm hoping. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. I think the lineup is going to be Quotient, and Kureha. I think that's going to be the Rice lineup on the side of Hong Kong.
Yeah, I do know. I said it earlier at the start of the match, but Ashi's a extremely strong core jack player. Probably the strongest core jack player on Thailand. They were able to do 99.98 this, I should say. So it's kind of scary to be able to see them play these kind of core jacks because they're so difficult.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what they're able to do. I think, okay, Aki is coming in, so now this is the proper lineup. Pavit, Aki, and Farfonger. I mean, this is scary. I mean, the thing about Thailand is that I think for last year, it is just Pavin, Farfonger, and Konkawe on like the late game stuff. But now you've got Aki, and apparently Matcha Latte as well can do a couple of late game picks. Now this is a scary lineup.
Yeah, I mean, Thailand's biggest weakness before was that they really only had 3 players, so being able to patch that up has been really, really helpful, and I think will be extremely helpful in finals if they are able to get it. They do need to secure 2 more points to be able to win, though, to force Hong Kong out of the tournament to push themselves forwards.
And here we go. Let's see who can hold the 100% mark the longest. Koshi Benkura is out of the race, but we still see Aki, Pavin, and Quotient still holding 100% past the 100 combo mark.
I believe in the Aki dream. I think they're going to hold it the longest right now.
I think my bet's on Aki as well.
Nope.
Never mind.
Pavin won. Pavin continuing to hold this 100% through the first quarter almost. We're getting up to like maybe an 8. They lose it now.
It's just Quotient. Quotient's doing the 100% dream.
Yeah, they were able to bring it back. I think they took like 1 or 2 300s, but I mean, it's off of how good their ratio is right now. Though these ratios, speaking of, in the lobby are kind of scary. Everybody above this 99.9, Parponger being the lowest at 99.93.
Yeah, this is peak consistency. Aki's back to 100%. The bet is still on. And it's back again to 99.99, but still, it's that, like, small differences in accuracy that's helping Thailand right now. But this is still really early on. I want to see how they perform right at the end of this map, where maybe they don't have as much stamina. And of course, that LN section to the last quarter could trip any of these players up. But so far, so good on the side of Thailand. How do they have a 1,000 point lead? I'm really surprised, because the accuracy is really close right now. Okay, actually, it's even. It's tied!
Yeah, I don't see how that lead was there, but I mean, right now, I do think Hong Kong actually has a slight advantage just because Quotient's accuracy is so high. It is able to beat out the supporting, or alongside the supporting scores of Koshpen and Kura. And here's a section that I think a lot of people may struggle on. It's the transition through this, and it is right. Parponger missed.
Yeah. And now the score lead is firmly on the side of Hong Kong. They just need to hold the full combos together. Just need to power through the rest of the 153 BPM core jacks, and they're doing just that. Quotient, Kureha, Quotient, all above 99.93 now. Parponger is trying to climb the accuracy back up, but the fate is not on Thailand. It's on Hong Kong's hand right now.
watch out for the stamina on Hong Kong. We have been seeing Quotient taking a lot of breaks as we get later and later into the map. So be sure to keep an eye out for them. Keep in mind, a miss will immediately swing the lead for Thailand. This is not the kind of map where you can take a single miss on. We've already seen Parponger one miss. So if it's traded, depending on how dirty it is, it can swing it right back, giving Thailand match point, but it's not looking like that's gonna happen. About an eighth of the map left, 5k lead for Hong Kong. They're playing so consistently at this moment. Quotient doing so well, even if Koshpen took a big accuracy drop, as long as they don't miss, it doesn't matter. But actually taking another miss, and I think that's gonna seal it. I think Hong Kong will be able to take point, not securing a sweep at this moment, giving themselves at least some room to breathe, maybe time to hope.
Wow, what a team score, 2.992. Could have been much better if Quotient didn't jump a 250, but the job's been done. The protect pick went their way, and what a score from Hong Kong. Actually, with a 55-300, but the miss there betrayed them. I think if all the players SS, this would have been extremely close. I mean, you can see, like, you can compare the ratios. I think they're basically tied.
Yeah, honestly, you'd have to do the math on this to be able to tell who is winning, just because Achi and Quotient are so close, so is Pavin and Kuraha, and so is Koshpin Parponger. It is not easy to be able to tell. But now, time for Thailand, they will be able to possibly get to match point. They have finally lost a map. Will they continue going for Rice, or will we see a lower side of the bracket be played?
Pixel Planet, that has to be the pick in my opinion. They did super well in Pixel Planet in their match against Canada. I wouldn't be surprised they picked that. And Canada, Hong Kong also played Pixel Planet, and Thailand definitely has a bigger score lead. Like, no one in Hong Kong got more than 990k in Pixel Planet. Well, on the side of Thailand, like, they nearly averaged 992k, 993k on Pixel Planet. So, okay, they're going to go with Rice 1, so not really opting for the LN path. I mean, I guess it could work. Thailand has been out-ratioing Hong Kong in the kind of non-jack picks. We saw how they beat Hong Kong in Rice 2, 3, and Rice 5. So Rice 1 is kind of a natural progression as well.
Yeah, I do think Thailand's accuracy ability is going to be extremely strong on this as well. 2 minutes and 9 seconds, so hopefully Thailand's stamina issue isn't going to be happening too much here. Though the same will be said for Hong Kong. It's literally going to be based off of accuracy, I think, at this moment.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, I'm just looking at the score from Rice 1, and so the score is Parponger 995k, Havin 996k, and Konkawa is also 996k. This is a really tough wall to climb over for Hong Kong. I think they had to rely on maybe a couple of misses, which did happen. If you saw the the Jack pick, Parponger did pick up a couple of misses, and maybe there could be a chance. I think if Hong Kong managed to keep their consistency together, there's a lot of miss potential throughout this map. These dreams is quite awkward to hit.
Yeah, good luck, have fun, have been exchanged in chat, so we will be going into the match. Thailand possibly going to go on match point, but Hong Kong, don't leave them out. They were able to win the last map, and maybe that advantage will be pushed on to this one, taking a break point, and a very important one at that.
Yeah, very important juncture right here for Hong Kong. I think the whole kind of paradigm of this match could be flipped if Hong Kong can take this break point against Thailand, but it needs to happen now, or else, yeah, match point could go to Thailand. Straight off the bat, no one drops, so it's looking good for both teams right now. Slight accuracy lead on the side of Thailand, just because of Quotient having a pretty rough start from the beginning, but they have recovered. So now, only slight accuracy on the side of Thailand.
Yeah, I believe all the accuracies on Thailand are actually higher than the accuracies on Hong Kong, but so early in the match, it doesn't really matter that much. A quarter of the map has just gone through a 3-digit lead for Thailand at this point. 200s, as usual, will be able to swing it just like we have been seeing in the past, but this lead has been increasing for Thailand. It is almost up to 2K just off of accuracies alone.
Yeah, I think Thailand's not just showing why they're so good on these rice picks. Just these three players can get so much accuracy, but here we go. This is kind of the bread and butter of this map, the 350 BPM streams. And now we might be seeing a couple of even a couple of 200 could determine this map right now. But no one is blinking. They're still doing their best, and Kosh is the first one to drop, and double scoring is going to bloom straight up to 6,000 points. No one in Thailand's willing to drop, and Pavan just did! Now they're even, but still Thailand still have a bit of an accuracy lead right now. They need some more drops on the side of Thailand if Hong Kong wants to take this.
Yeah, 3K lead for Thailand as both players get up to that 400 combo mark. So Thailand still has an advantage, but Pavan takes a miss just as they get to there. I think this can swing the lead for Hong Kong, but Koshman missed. Pavan breaks as well, but the miss for Koshman is so much more devastating since they were at that 400 combo. Hong Kong just barely having the lead. I don't know whether that's a real lead though, because it is flickering. A sliver of the map left. It's going to come down to the wire. Thailand needs to continue, but Koshman missing at the end.
Oh, disaster for Hong Kong! The lead was on their hand! The gold was on their hand, but it slipped away in the final few seconds. Oh, that is tough. That is so tough. And now this is match point for Thailand. What a score from Kong Kai and Farfangu, 994k. So is Korea taking the MVP of this map, but it wasn't enough. The miss at the end from Koshipen. That was the undoing of this map.
It has been so hard for Hong Kong to take points because Thailand always has a second player to be able to match with their top. So even if their lowest player struggles a lot more, it just is not enough. It's so difficult for Hong Kong to break through. And now they have to pick a map that they feel really confident on. They do go for Rice 7, are very, very techy concentration. It's an autotalic ground map. You know this is going to have a bunch of mini jacks, a bunch of really, really awkward mini jacks at that. And this is a very different map than anything we've seen so far. So honestly, this could go either way.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. This is such a volatile pick. And I think right now on the side of Hong Kong, you just have to get the volatile picks to fish up a couple of misses. And this is the map to do it. The Taiko World Cup original song being reused here. And this is such a... and the ending of this pick is going to determine basically the fate of this match. The ending, I think it gets at 200 BPM, just basically vibro sections.
Yeah, that sounds about right. 200 BPM is not ever easy. We saw 150 earlier in the core jack. So imagine going up 50 BPM. I think even a 10 BPM difference is going to be like kind of difficult for these players. So 50 is no joke.
Oh yes, in the meantime, I think there's another match being streamed right now. It's the winner's bracket matchup between UK and China. So if you're interested, feel free to check out this B stream as well. I mean, what a match to be streamed on the B stream right there.
I do believe it is being delayed just to finish up this match, and then they'll move it over to this stream.
Okay,
so
my
stay
bad.
tuned.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, don't worry.
Okay.
Oh, maybe they aren't streaming it. I cannot tell. But I mean, let's just focus up. We'll figure it out after this map is done. Thailand on match point. If they win this, they move on to finals once again for another year in a row. But if not, Hong Kong will still have a chance to get to tiebreaker in this match.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, we're gonna be seeing Honku coming in. So first time we're seeing them since the first pick of this match. We might be seeing potentially the final pick of this match right now if Thailand takes this pick. And here we go. The 96 class contradiction. There's so many... I'm so excited to see this. I haven't seen this map being picked since... It's not really like a map that's got picked quite often. I remember seeing this map being banned quite a few times.
Yeah, I mean, this map is just so difficult to be able to play, so it's very understandable. I think this is kind of like the hardest Rice map in the pool, just because of how techy it is.
Yeah, that's for sure. And here we go. You can just see the really dense meat ejections coming left, right, and center right now. But no one's tripping up so far. Slight accuracy on the other side of Thailand. I think Funko is struggling a lot with the accuracy right now, down to 99.28%. They're trying their best to hold the full combo, but the accuracy's just betrayed them right now.
Yeah, right now this accuracy lead is just off of Pompo's low accuracy. Parpunger hasn't been able to stabilize all of Thailand, who's honestly dominating this map. A 99.9 for Pavan right now. They're doing so well. Pompo needs to hold combo because if something like Pavan misses, as we do see, it doesn't matter if Pompo has bad accuracy. It really only matters how well their combo is. I think that is the most important thing in this map since nobody's going to have super good accuracy.
You're saying that, but Korea Coach is just proving you wrong with the 99.85% right now. Like, they're doing their best to hold this match as long as possible. Homku is also holding the combo, and I think that's just the important thing. It's just the combo. Thailand's trying their best to raise their accuracy up, but Korea and Coach is just keeping Thailand in check right now. There's still so much more maps left to go. We're only halfway through.
Yeah, and Pavan taking an early miss at that section was kind of the nail in the coffin right there, but Pompo taking out that nail. And this lead may swing over to Thailand, but Hong Kong's supporting scores is kind of a flip-up. Hong Kong has two really strong supporting scores, whereas Thailand kind of struggling. But Kurahab missing as well, that's going to swing it.
And that's the tough part. Just right before kind of a bit of a break is going to be really tilting for Kurahab right now, but they need to hold together. And Parburger with just an uncharacteristic miss at the break.
Parburger misses on literal air.
But I think there's still a lot of missed potential. We're just approaching to the end. This is where might be seeing a full team collapse right now. Having missing is really proving the point. There's still so much more of the maps left. The Scotty's on the side of Hong Kong, but can they hold it? Hong Kong is holding as much as possible. Coach is still holding full combo, matching that of Konkawa.
Quotient needs to hold. They haven't been able to do it so far in the match very well, but this is the one time that they have to do it. Match point. This is the situation where you have to clutch up, and Pavan missing. I think that's going to be so well for Hong Kong. They now can't afford another miss, and as we go to this last sliver of map, I think this gives Hong Kong a lead unless a devastating break comes for any players on their team, but it's not looking like that is going to happen, and they are going to go up 2-5. Giving them some sort of chance. And I think Thailand will definitely struggle on this point forward. They don't have that many picks left.
Yeah, I mean, I think the accuracy in general, I think Thailand would have takes it just because of Pomku, I think, struggling a lot on the accuracy, but they managed to hold well enough, and definitely Quotient with the MVP-like performance. Also, Korea with just a black flag right there. That is really good score and saving Hong Kong for another pick. Now Thailand has to pick long notes, right? I mean, they still have a whole sea of picks to go for on the long note side of things.
They really do. They do lack Rice, and I do think it is interesting to see that Thailand has not been picking LNs. I am not too sure why that's the case. Maybe they don't feel too confident on it for whatever reason. They are going to pick it now. They are actually going to pick our Osu original, the Marmalade Butcher song, Ellen. Actually, no, it is an Osu original. It's the lime one from, like, what is it called? Standard, I think, though. So still an Osu original, but it is going to be Pixel Planet. We've been alluding to this for the past few maps.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a tough pick for Hong Kong to be able to win against Thailand. I think, as you said previously, if I remember correctly, I think Thailand so far got the strongest team score on this pick so far this weekend. And that also includes like the match, I think all of the matches so far. So this is going to be a tough hill to climb, but seeing how Hong Kong can still climb back 2 picks already, we might be seeing a potential comeback run on Hong Kong. 5-1 down, but it doesn't matter. The match is not over until it is over.
Yeah, I do think the difference between this and the last time that Thailand played Pixel Planet is that Thailand has played so many more maps at this point. They have to play basically everything with this team roster, Pavin, Kakawe, Parponger. So I think possibly they may be struggling a bit more on terms of like their ability to play this as highly accurate, just because it is so dense at 220 BPM.
Yeah, this is the kind of the bread and butter toaster pick right here. There's gonna be a lot of burst in between the map. So at 222 BPM, 1.6 burst is going to 333 BPM burst. Late in between the long nodes, so I think that's where a lot of players could pick up a couple of misses.
Yeah, and early on, Kuroha taking a break. I was going to talk about how Parponger is struggling a bit more with accuracy, but that break from Kuroha is not what you want to see. This map is decently short. It is under 2 minutes, and this lead has ballooned to the 8K mark. We will need to see at least 1 or 2 misses from Thailand or a bunch of devastating accuracy drops on their squad to see this lead swing over. We have seen that happen in the past. It is not unreasonable, but it's looking like this lead is kind of going more and more in favor of Thailand.
Yeah, but I think there's still some points to pick here. I think Parponger having the lowest accuracy in the board, showing some signs of struggle. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's a miss coming in very soon, but still, Kongkai and Pavin doing everything they can with 99.84 and 82. Also being matched by Quotient, but just the supporting squad on the side of Thailand is just so much stronger right now. Heading to a slight break, but there's still like a quarter of the map left, and this is where the density ramps up even more. This is where we might be seeing the score going straight back to Hong Kong, if not careful.
Yeah, and 7K lead, quarter of the map left. Quotient is the one to break, and that is not what you want to see. Hong Kong takes another fall off. 12K lead and climbing for Thailand. A sliver of the map left. Pavin and Konkawa are not looking to be able to break. Will they be able to clutch it out and take this going up, winning the whole match? It looks like that's going to happen. Thailand wins 6-2. I think I can do the math. Yes, 6-2.
6-2, yes. Quite a decisive win for Thailand, managing to kind of beat out Hong Kong in various different fields. The hybrids, the long notes, and the rise. So, a statement victory for Thailand, beating out Hong Kong and Canada. I think they are like top 6 contenders. And Thailand just swiftly defeat both of them, and now they're putting a ticket into the finals. Top 6 confirmed for Thailand. That means, unfortunately, for Hong Kong, this is where we have to say goodbye to them. A Cinderella story, seed 4 in the qualifiers, and they did all they can, but against the powerhouse of Thailand, there were no match against the likes of Konkawi, Pavin, and Parponger.
Yep, but with that being said, some people will join the commentary booth for possibly another match that we were talking about earlier. Let me introduce Pataraj and Mifa. Sorry, I forgot your name, Pataraj, even though I was reading it.
Wow. Can't believe that. I cannot believe that Sun Apple would forget about me. Wow.
Wow.
You were breaking my heart.
This is quite a slander, honestly.
I'm so sorry.
No way, man. Anyways, we'll be taking the commentary relay here to segue immediately into China versus the United Kingdom. We've been waiting. We've been holding our breaths for this match while the previous match was going on, so that you can see it live on this channel and not on the second channel. Well, I'm here with Mifa.
Yeah. Once again, hello, and this is actually quite anticipated for a match, because this is the last match on the block of the weekend, because this is on the winners bracket, and we already saw the other match, which is like US versus Chile, which was happening on quite some time now. But this is the second one on the winners bracket, and you could say that this might be a point of contention that it could go to a tiebreaker if they play their cards right.
Yeah, honestly, like the seedings don't mean much at this point, even though they're pretty close, I would say. I feel like the number 1 seed from China does stem from I feel like it stems from their proficiency around quarterfinals, but starting from semifinals, we'll start seeing some differences in scaling, and that's what we're interested to see from China and the United Kingdom. We don't really have any information from now, since this is a winner's bracket match, their first match of the weekend.
Oh yeah. Although it is to say that we probably should see bans coming out right here. China opting to ban Korjak pick. It seems like a smart ban on their part, I feel.
Yeah, I feel like the United Kingdom, especially like that particular lineup, is especially proficient in terms of accuracy and Korjaks. So definitely a wise ban.
And of course, UK, United Kingdom banning one of the OSU originals, as to be expected, because they really don't want to handle or actually touch just the weirdest hybrid in existence of this tournament.
Yeah, maybe they hate the French as well. I mean, the United Kingdom, it wouldn't be a surprise coming from the United Kingdom hating the French. I mean... I feel like that's the entire reason though. But anyways, going into hybrid number 1 as the first pick from China. Very interesting pick. We haven't really seen that pick come into play that often, I feel like.
Yes, it seems like a decent choice from China at the very least. This is just the generic density hybrid that I should think that China should be able to at least manage to a considerable degree to get very higher scores other than UK.
Yeah, like coming into China's lineup, I feel like China does have a very well-rounded lineup as a whole. So going into hybrid as a match starter makes a whole lot of sense. We'll see how the United Kingdom can respond to that, however.
Yeah, should be. We're probably waiting on the third player for UK. I was going to assume Zubin is probably catching in for the hybrid because it's already this late game towards in the stage of the tournament. But yes. anyone can actually do it. Yeah, okay, Zubin is coming in.
Yeah, this is Zubin, the late game legend, as we've seen in many World Cups before that. All of the players are getting ready and just sorting out some things behind the scenes, it seems. And we'll be ready to start the match soon.
Yeah, this is interesting because if you take into account the accuracy gain from China and United Kingdom, they feel pretty equal, I think, in terms of distribution of ratio and MA or PA or just whatever you want to call it, but it's the thing that is just the consistency, and you could see that they would want to minimize any sort of mistakes, and I think this would be the test of a pick. I think it's for hybrid.
Yeah, now that you mentioned that, I feel like China going into hybrid is definitely like a statement that they're not super confident going like full Rice or full LN against the United Kingdom. So we might see kind of a dynamic matchup between the two teams here, not a straight up Rice versus LN matchup.
Interesting to know that China, at the very least, in the earlier game stages, we haven't seen Parasol Tree in quite a while because I think they're mostly specialized in more of the trickier hybrid side of things, and this has everything that Parasol wants to do.
Yeah, right now they're acting as a third player, but I dare say that the third player role within the team is the most important one, because the third player has to play damage control essentially to not give out the lead too much to the other team. Speaking of which, China is right now leading with 5,000 points. It is not a lot, it can still steer towards the United Kingdom, but yeah, I think momentum just has to catch up in terms of accuracy a little bit.
Yeah, all around very solid for at the very least up until when the second half starts. But the accuracy needs to catch up for United Kingdom because it's still lower than even the weakest player on China.
Yeah, right now I think like the UK is starting to kind of solidify their accuracy average around 99.7. However, China is around 99.83, I would say 99.84, just revolving around full melt right now.
All it takes is just one miss, but Spanner Dude is the first one to drop on United Kingdom.
Oh, that's very unfortunate for the United Kingdom, but it is China's pick after all, so the United Kingdom can respond with their own pick afterwards.
Yeah, it's just all plain smooth and sailing here, and as the map progresses, China will be able to take this first point. Pretty confident pick, I would say.
Yeah, like seeing this team score coming from China definitely explains why they went for hybrid number 1 as a first pick. I feel like they practiced this and they told themselves, yeah, we can master this. It's fine as a first pick. 994, 994, 993. Absolutely incredible team score coming from China.
Yeah, on average, I think you could see China's hybrid picks, hybrid scores in particular, have been stellar overall. I think throughout this entire tournament, maybe not the best, but it's definitely way high above there in terms of I guess in terms of score differentials in terms of rankings.
Yeah, I mean, historically speaking, China has always been a really consistent team as a whole. Like, they don't really have any sharpshooters like many other teams would have. Like, they don't really have any like a singular absolutely monster player. Well, maybe Donex, maybe, but in certain circumstances, you know. But like, China has always been known as this team that could dish out some incredible team performances and emphasis on team performances.
Well, I guess that translates well to why they are the number 1 seed for this tournament. They don't necessarily need the highest accuracy to perform well. It's just whether you are more consistent enough to beat the other teams.
Yeah, just gotta wonder where the United Kingdom is going to strike, and they are going to strike in the Rice category, the Rice technical category actually. Rice number 6 is going to be quite an interesting pick as an opener from the United Kingdom.
It's a bit far cry in terms of technical pick, because this is just technically a dumb chart. Like, no question about it, as all it revolves around is just speedier patterns and more of the awkwardness of the dumb patterns more than anything.
It is also a fairly short pick, all things considered. 2 minutes and 21 seconds, like not too long, so a miss in the middle of that pick could very well steer the balance between one or the other team, so we will keep the combo breaks on watch for this pick. Donex making their entrance here for China, and Worm as well.
I'm trying to think here because I haven't seen. I'm the third player from the United Kingdom, which I was mentioning Abyss here, but I can't recall on what did they play on in the tournament, because I remember that in qualifiers, or at the very least the earlier game rounds, I haven't seen them much. So.
Yeah, I feel like Abyss is one of those people that come into play into late game. I feel like a fair amount of lineups account for the late game through people who don't necessarily have great accuracy but are great third players to play exactly like that damage control I was talking about before.
Okay, so I'm trying to think that instead of Dawn X, we don't have we have I don't know, which perfectly reasonable, as I don't know what I've played for most of the harder and harder Rise picks as time goes on.
Yeah, honestly, like seeing those names for late game picks is definitely settling in the fact that we are in fact in semifinals, and this map is also really hard. I haven't seen a lot of like really confident full combos on this one.
Star rating of 30 quotation marks 5.04.
Yeah, like do not mind the star rating. It is fairly underrated.
They did quite a funny on the star rating, but regardless, this pick is, yeah, you can clearly see why they are hard enough to be on the semifinals.
Yeah, but never mind that Zubin, and I don't know what. Oh my god! Why?
Why would you do that? not this early in.
Yeah, no, it's fairly early in, so I don't know what Hai can still recover to catch up to the United Kingdom, especially if the United Kingdom is not necessarily invulnerable to misses either.
I mean, even after that, it doesn't seem to actually budge at all in accuracy. Like, it's still like around 99.8, even beating out Abyss.
Yeah, honestly, like, great job from them just maintaining this level of accuracy. And this entire lobby has no one below 99.8. Right now, this is an absolutely stellar lobby performance as a whole.
Yeah, UK has one job, and they have to do it properly, as accuracy is now starting to shift a little bit towards China, and they need to maintain this kind of consistency going forward.
Yeah, as mentioned, Abyss, definitely a late game entry into the United Kingdom's lineup. Definitely playing quote-unquote damage control. Like, I call that damage control, but 99.81 full combo is like an absolutely stellar performance on this map.
All it takes is one mistake, and they really need to plow through this, because difference is not going anywhere at this point. Even with like the two highest performance in China is like 99.85 above, and that even nullifies the two United Kingdom carries here from Spanish and Zubin.
Yeah, just a little bit more! No! The trades!
Actually, it's a little bit sketchy towards the end. 1,000. Oh, okay. 1,900. Oh, boy.
Oh, that was really hot water right now. Like, it is really fortunate that I don't know what I actually missed at the same time as Abyss. It could have been a disaster for the United Kingdom for their first pick.
UK should be very thankful for that one extra mistake from I don't know there, because otherwise the 2v1 is not able to carry the entire UK team without that.
Yeah, people are just popping off in this lobby. Like, this is an easy pick for those teams. It is definitely settling in the fact that we are in fact in the winners bracket.
I have 4 words for that. Pool not hard enough.
Yeah, just wait for the finals and the grand finals.
Apparently that's the first V1SS for Spanner Dude, so kudos to that. That contributes in some way.
Yeah, we believe in the tournament skill boost. It always happens when you've got some extra adrenaline to get those extra 1,000 points, and we saw the difference between the two teams. It was less than 2,000, so yeah, those matter.
All right, China's turn to pick here. They have quite a bit of few picks at their disposal after the win, quite convincing win on the hybrid. So they can continue doing that, or rather, they can just go with LS.
Yeah, just keep in mind that both teams do have like a baseline timer. They have a ooh.
Oh,
they have a
original.
Yeah, they have a baseline like 2-minute timer, and beyond that timer is the timeout. They don't necessarily like if what they need to do is like below the 2-minute timer, then they can take an informal like mini timeout or something. But yeah, element number 3.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see how China will perform on a much harder long node picks in general, because we're at a point that even like one mistake on a longer pick like this, it could be quite fatal at this stage of a game, especially if you're against a team that are also juggernauts in sense of LNs.
Yeah, never mind that. Like, the semifinals LNs are also throwing in a lot of wrenches, especially since this pick is like almost 3 minutes long, and at 242 BPM, it does have its fair sheer amount of technicality involved. So even seasoned LN players may catch some unfortunate chokes in there.
Yeah, even the best of the best players along those should probably have to be careful with handling this, because otherwise they could have a miss somewhere without even noticing. That's just kind of the nature of the technical long node picks like this.
Yeah, welcoming the mini egg on the field for the United Kingdom.
And Zubin's staying in for long nodes. Pretty interesting. I mean, I've seen Zubin to be playing more of the late game long nodes, but to this extent, probably not really.
Yeah, it might have to be a little bit of a third player / damage control kind of situation, because I feel like it's either Miniag or Zubin who's gonna play the role of damage control. Maybe both of them actually. I don't really know how people are scaling on these semifinals events on both teams. That is.
All right, here we go. We'll see how this pans out here for. Hang on. If I'm seeing this correctly, this should be China's pick, yeah? Because the border is blue, apparently. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it should be China's pick. Yeah, there's a little bit of a mishap in the laser client, but do not worry. This is effectively China's pick still.
Yeah, should take into account that this is China's pick, not UK's, as you would suggest in the border of the pick.
Yeah, just a little bit of call blindness, but we are settling into this erratic pick. This is already like going with a bang, and right now China does have the slightest of advantage, especially in terms of accuracy. Zubin kind of having a false start right now, but still has almost 3 minutes to catch up in terms of accuracy.
Should be relatively okay for the most part. At least it's a good start. No other mistakes other than accuracy draws like 200s or something along those lines that are particularly fatal. They're still holding the full combo, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, honestly, like it's up to Parasol Tree to kind of maintain the bottom line of the Chinese team. So the 4,000 points difference does like hinge on the accuracy difference alone.
Yeah, one singular mistake is really all what they need, and it's just really actually kind of shrinking a little bit there. I think Parasol Tree might have dropped a few 200s on their side too.
Yeah, Parasol Tree dipping below 99.7%, but Donix actually catching up in terms of accuracy. Miniag not quite maintaining the 99.8 baseline, so it does allow a window of opportunity for China to catch up, especially if Fomelt is even growing higher in terms of accuracy. 19.82, 81 now, just maintaining that that level of accuracy. Definitely decent enough to match Ting momentum.
Yeah, Spanish Team Momentum has been trying to nullify 4Mel's lead there. Donx actually the only thing that are the differences are just the two players.
Alright, Power Soul 3 seems to have stabilized to 99.68. Zubin still catching up in terms of accuracy, 99.52, not that far behind. A combo break could mean the world to the United Kingdom right now.
Yeah, relatively safely for China, so no. At the very least, this accuracy is growing ever so slightly in China's favor, and it's just mesmerizing to see how you could consistently get above 99.7 on average. Like, this pick is not easy.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, everyone is keeping their own accuracy stable. Like, none of the accuracies have changed throughout the entire map. Everyone with a full combo, the full lobby full combo with really great accuracies as well.
Man, no way. That's okay. That's a V1 double S apparently for Team Momentum or Spatter, dude. None of the China has 1, 2, and 3 respectively. That's just quite impressive.
Yeah, that's what we call a banger. But I do feel like the main difference lies in the accuracy department. So it does kind of introduce a potential change of strategy that the United Kingdom could go for. Like, I feel like if China is consistent enough that they are actually keeping up with the full combos in the LN department, the United Kingdom has to focus on getting better accuracy, otherwise they're going to be left behind.
Yeah, once we sort out a little bit of a technical issue because of the wrong color of a pick earlier, so this is the next would be United Kingdom's pick, and they have options, but not a whole lot of confident options. So to say.
Yeah, honestly, like here, the back and forth is definitely scary because it's not exactly 100% back and forth. There are some dangerous picks within the rights category as well as the LN category. Like, China doesn't necessarily want to pick LN2, for example, because it's a little bit too straightforward. But
Violent Storm is the pick for UK.
I don't know if I like this pick because, like, it's definitely a stamina based pick, which the United Kingdom is definitely really good at, but also keep in mind that China is a really consistent team.
China does have their consistency based players for at the very least a good majority of them are able to handle patterns that are just around this kind of speed. But that's kind of the point where China cannot afford to miss like the previous like Ekisha Infinity we saw before.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to see how everything goes here. I feel like every single player on in this lobby is going to be able to sustain this level of physicality, but can they sustain like not only the physical stamina but also the mental stamina required to sustain this pick until the very end? 3 minutes and 31 seconds. I dare say this is pretty nerve-wracking to be in for all players involved. 2-1 right now for China. It is definitely a really close battle.
Okay, so yeah, Zubin's coming back as well. So Abyss is also joining back in as well. Should be relatively okay for UK's team at the moment.
The GLHFs are going in the lobby chat, so we are going to go into Violent Storm, the jump stream stamina pick.
So we don't have I don't know what instead we instead see Parasol Tree for playing this. Hopefully this sort out a little bit of an inconsistency for China at the very least. Apparently that's all 100% for 100 nodes in at the very least.
Yeah, just settling into this intro, and here we go into the actual map with a fair share of trills and anchors as, well, Lemon Guy's signature, really.
Yeah, Lemon Guy's charts in particular has been pretty. It's very abrasive, running men-ish trilly patterns, or the whole shebang in terms of shenanigans.
Yeah, absolutely. It is absolutely unforgiving, especially when you put that at 260 BPM for 3 minutes and 31 seconds once again.
Relatively fine for the most part. I guess again, China's accuracy is much better this time around. They just need to hold on to much longer time because this pick is around 3.5 minutes. That is, it should be kind of hard because to sustain this amount of consistency is really hard.
Yeah, Abyss right now dipping below the 99.8 territory. Definitely still a fair amount behind Parasol Tree, but not too far behind if a combo break happens on the Chinese end side of things. And there are definitely a lot of chokeable elements to this chart, so definitely want to look out for those.
Now we're at a point that this only second half of this it could be a little bit worse for wear, and China's accuracy is still around hovering on 99.9. All three players, that is.
Yeah, Parasol Tree just caught up to the 99.9 territory, and right now the United Kingdom is trying to work towards that boundary, especially with those gnarly anchors. Everyone just coming out alive. Accuracies unchallenged here. This is still. No!
Oh wow! Okay, there's the first drop on the United Kingdom side, and second one to boot.
Oh no! They are falling prey to the last quarter. No!
They lost some steam here at the last quarter of it here. Accuracy is gonna actually skyrocket in China's favor at the lead for the most part.
Yeah, no, like the UK stamina just had to give out in the end. They were sustaining the pick well enough to be praying for China's combo break, but the combo break on China's end is just not happening. Like, what are they even doing?
No shot. This is triple V1 double S, is it? I mean, there's this Jack, but they don't seem to have any 200s on that.
Yeah, they're just not affected at all. Like,
they just don't budge.
They're just there.
Hang on, wait, 997k on average. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's a 2,991,000 team score from China on a semifinals stamina map. That's how consistent they are.
Only a singular 200 from Team China. That is just unreal.
Man, it is absolutely astonishing what China can accomplish still at this point of the tournament. Like, they're definitely holding the first seeding for a reason. I thought like they would. I thought like the qualifiers result wouldn't scale at this point, but nah, they know what they're doing. They're really consistent, and their consistency just carries on to the semifinals.
In fact, I'm scared for China if they actually manage to get onto much later pools. I don't know.
No, man, this is really hard for the UK right now. They have to come up with a strategy on the spot here. There's definitely still some amount of of flexibility. Well, right now it is China's pick, but they have to think about their next move afterwards. I feel like they could risk one of the riskier LNs or hybrids, or maybe one of the Rice techs. They shouldn't go into one of the straightforward picks though.
So LN1 is the pick for China. They really went missing on this one, huh?
I do hope they're not gonna miss in this pick, because the missing in this pick would leave their point, I dare say, missing.
Yeah, by missing I meant that they're on Team UK there are no players on there. They are literally missing.
Oh my god, they're actually playing the pick right now. They're missing. Where is the UK? Has the UK been wiped from the world map? Just like that meme.
Where did they go?
Where did the UK go? Maybe it was just all a dream.
I mean, sure, they probably keep swapping out, and then eventually we get to the same conclusion that they probably pick the same three players, like Mania, Spanner Dude, or maybe even Zubin, I think.
Yeah, Zubin playing LN at this stage of the tournament is definitely a statement to think about coming from the UK.
Yeah, gonna count as Ting or Spanner Dude is gonna come back in, I would assume. Yeah, there you go. Literally not missing, so good.
Yeah, welcome back, Squiddy, to the lobby. I'm sorry, Ting Momentum.
Alright, should be starting soon here. No other changes made apart from Fall Melt and maybe Wim from before, because we saw Fall Melt also play on the one of the Osu originals as well. So it should be the same players for China.
Let's see what the UK can do on this pick. I'm really interested to see how they're scaling in terms of coordination.
Not a very strong start for Zubin. There's a 200 apparently on the first 15 notes or so.
Yeah, that's what we call a late start, unfortunately.
Oh no. Hopefully they don't get rushed or something.
Yeah, I believe in the straightforward spurt.
Sure. Yeah, the pick starts in quite a little bit slower than usual, because even though it says that it's around 3 minutes, it should pick up back soon. You can see the difference right now. It's just basically nothing.
Yeah, honestly, China is pace chasing as best as they can. Like their form is absolutely superb. Like 99.8 right now is their baseline right now, and they're absolutely trailblazing.
They're absolutely not rushing at all. Even consistency-wise, this is just I mean, side by side, it's just really a player versus player, really.
Okay, so Parasol 3 did drop some accuracy, going from 99.8 to 99.73. It is definitely a window of opportunity for the United Kingdom, especially if the lead is shrinking down to 2,000 points. We have to keep watch about that.
Yeah, no mistakes whatsoever. This in the middle of the chart, really. We're entering last third now.
Yeah, like right now, Zubin and Ting Momentum are actually building up their accuracy, so it is really dangerous. It is looking really dangerous for China right now.
I mean, at this point, they're just going with the flow, right? There's no point whatsoever in point of returning.
Okay, come on, Zubin. Come on, Zubin. And close. And closer, Zubin. And closer.
It's not budging at all. Accuracy is even higher for China now.
God, is something gonna happen? Parasol 3 maintaining that 99.74. It is stable right now. Mania building up that accuracy actually, so that lead is kind of shrinking right now, but it's not shrinking fast enough.
Even then, it's still the same. Actually, now we're at the last stretch of this now. Hopefully, they make haste.
Last stretch now. Last stretch.
It's not quite there. Oh yeah. Boy, 6-way FC.
Yeah, no, it's not enough. It's not enough for the UK, but look at that lobby performance. Like, if we like assess the final scores from the UK, this is an absolutely astounding performance, like from the UK team. Like, I feel like they did as best they could, but it was not enough against China. It was still really, really close.
MVP goes by Donex by quite a neck there, actually, just on sheer ratio alone.
Yeah, it just comes to show what people can do on these like modern LNs. Also, like I'm starting to sweat a little bit behind the scenes because like the LN tournament is also going on right now. So yeah, those maps have to be hard to kind of challenge those world-class players.
Yeah, it might be even more extreme because when you say that LN tournament is live just around this weekend, where it's still on the qualifier stage, but one of them is around this level, so it's kind of a testament to how they are just too good at the game, really.
Yeah, honestly, I talking about the LN tournament, I took a look at some of the qualifier scores, and yeah, there are many good people. There are many talented people in the world, and it is really scary to think about. And those map pools have to kind of follow suit, and you'll come to see that in the finals showcase at 20 UTC, and afterwards next week, the grand finals showcase as well.
Oh boy, we're actually entering another consistency chart here to 70 BPM jump stream picked from UK.
China actually asking for a timeout. That is kind of an uncommon move to do, especially when you're in the lead, like 4-1 right now, but they are still asking for a timeout. Maybe they do have like a kind of an unplanned circumstance.
Yeah, on the off chance they're gonna use the timeout, I think this is one of the better times to do it, especially when you're at 3 points up.
Yeah, better now than later when you're like in trouble. But yeah, anyways, let's assess the situation right now. We are going into race number 2, a speedy jump stream map, clocking in at 270 BPM. We saw the results previously on race number 3, and China came out on top both like on accuracy and consistency.
But this one is fairly light in terms of density. They're not as straining as the Rice 3, for example.
Yeah, it's not a lemon guy jump stream, so it's quite it kind of plays differently. So we might see different results even on jump streams themselves. But yeah, what can the United Kingdom do besides just trailblaze on? If they win Rice 2, I dare say they're gonna go Rice number 1, but I don't know. I feel like the United Kingdom could go for a little bit more of a risk taking approach, but at the same time, risk taking doesn't always pay off when you're against like China, which is like one of definitely like seed number 1, one of the best teams in the world.
And now it's literally only a player or one player in the lobby and the rest are just missing. Literally.
They are missing into the cosmos.
Exactly. Now they are not. Yeah, so we're staring a little bit on the on a very lively lobby.
Yeah, just staring into the abyss. Well, abyss is not here. Well, staring into the cosmos.
Well, yeah, I mean, void would be an apt description of what this is.
Yeah. Is there a player named Void here?
Not in the tournament, but there's one that is called Void. But
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like there's. I feel like Void exists in the community. I feel like I've seen them before in tournaments.
oh yeah. And now the dawn arise.
The dawn arrives. The sun rises upon the lobby.
Apparently, we are just confused as we are for taking a pity on the chat right now.
Yeah, no, like the sun has risen, but the people have not woken up yet. Oh, parasol tree. We are setting up the parasol.
Huh. Okay, so we got two out of 6. Are we gonna see 3 soon-ish?
Drum roll. Waiting for it.
There you go.
Okay, one's gonna be the third. Who's gonna be the first on the United Kingdom side? What is your guess?
I would say Zubin first, maybe.
I would bet on Ting Momentum. Well, it's funny that is.
Uh-oh.
Same time
Whoa.
actually, yo, that was close.
Yo,
No.
we need a VAR on that.
No, we need the photo finish here. They appeared at the same time here. They were neck and neck.
It depends on whether or not we got the footage for that.
I mean we can clip it and just rerun the VOD or something. Are we gonna
Just-
do this right now?
Oh no! Not at the very least. We saw the last player to come in the lobby.
Okay, okay. I thought that was the last one. That yeah, Fomelt and Newson is actually here. Yo, okay.
All right, so we're seeing Newson for the first time in this match. Maybe a fresh perspective would work for Rice picks at the very least.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see like Newson on their first pick of the match. Oh, we actually have the referee just showing us who came first into the lobby. It was in fact Ting Momentum as known as Paradu. So I won my bet, you lost. No, I guess.
Okay, good. Okay, sure. You won this time.
This time, I won a point. What is gonna be the tiebreaker of horse betting? I mean, player betting.
Wow. Okay. No, we're not going into that section of the tournament. You know.
I mean, Pick'ems is essentially MMS Mana.
I mean, sure. It's not, but there's some things that you have to tweak in order to win Pick'ems. You know.
Yeah, I wish we had like skill allocation on Pick'ems. Can we have that for next year?
I don't know. Ask Halo Watcher. Apparently.
Okay, feature request.
Nice. Okay, going back into this match right now. It should be what a relatively good start for the most part. Other than the fact that the weakest accuracy is around like 9.84 out of side of Ting or Spanner Dude.
Okay, China is still really consistent, and this pick is really short as well. 2 minutes and 3 seconds. We are going to see this pick go in an instant. But right now, the United Kingdom does have a chance to catch up if China lets up a little bit of accuracy. Not even a combo break, it's just accuracy alone.
Actually, quite solid overall. It's just the outlier is that the weakest link is the OML 99.86 now. It's matching Spanish for the most part. The two main carries are just going afloat here. In fact, I think even China has the slightest bit of edge, but Formels keep gradually dropping the accuracy now.
Yeah, it all lies on Fomel just not dropping, just playing damage control on accuracy, and the United Kingdom just catching up in terms of accuracy. Like, the accuracy from the United Kingdom is actually going up. So I guess, no! It actually, oh no, that was tragic.
Oh, one drop run, that's all it takes. Even though there's one last stretch of this char right here, it's just the last section of this jump stream. But it's really just the same thing.
No, they actually had it in the bag. Like, I dare say, we're gonna watch the accuracies at the end, but I dare say that if the United Kingdom did not...
No, wait, hang on. Formel there.
Hold your horses.
Wow.
No, okay.
That miss was late enough that it didn't really make much of a dent here, and goodness me, that's it could have been much closer if it was actually missed like 100 nodes earlier.
No, yeah. The United Kingdom would have definitely won this pick, like based on ratio alone. Like Fomel was definitely a fair amount behind in terms of ratio, so that would have given the point to the United Kingdom, even with Donix's absolutely tremendous lead over the entire lobby. 998.6. Like, what is that score?
Boy, oh boy, this is match point for China now. They're 5-1, and they have they get the break point. So this is their turn to pick now. Oh boy, this is one ballsy pick, I think.
That is the ballsiest pick of the ballsiest pick. So don't let me know, this one is a very long jack centric pick, so it is quite interesting to see China going for it, kind of trying to trying to corner the UK against the figurative wall here.
I'll be honest with you, as much as I really like this song being used for this iteration of the tournament, I just really dislike the song cut it is. It's really, it feels really like off-putting to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, we do best with what we have. Like, I mean, we're not gonna go with the full song here, because like the full song is literally like TB size.
Yeah, but it could have been at least smoother to say, because there are some sections that I think I heard in my mind that it could work, but yeah, like that one song cut right in,
yeah,
it feels abrupt.
Yeah, yeah, it does feel like sometimes, like when you know the song, like when you know how the song is cut, like you cannot unhear, well, the build up, and you feel like the build up has been stolen from your soul or something like that.
Yeah, not to discredit, because I think the map is pretty it's serviceable for this at the stage of the game. It's really hard for what it is, but
yeah, like even in official games, like in other official rhythm games, like sometimes the cuts do feel abrupt. If they're cut like from actual, we are going to abort, I think.
Yeah, I mean it should be aborted, I think, or just waiting for the decision into what they want to abort. I think in the chat. All right, there we go. Yeah, there should be an abort because they quit it afterwards.
Yeah, it was before the 30-second barrier,
yeah.
And also Parasol Tree calling immediately for the abort, as any player should.
Yeah, I mean, if you're at that point you have issues, you immediately have to start. I don't know, maybe just call out for help for the referees here.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, also, the behind the scenes were also fairly on top of things, as not only referees but also commentators and also like streamer and everyone involved in this tournament. Really, by the way, shout out to all of the staff just maintaining this level of quality that you are witnessing right now on twitch.tv/usalive.
Yeah, seems like there are some technical issues on the keyboard for most parts here, so hopefully that should be sorted out.
Yeah, the UK is trying to chop the tree. Unfortunately, that is illegal.
Well, I guess. Take two. Hopefully there's no other issues coming forward from here. Let's see if they can make... not to get that late start or whatever.
Anyways, will those long jacks be better anticipated by everyone?
If this ends up being the amending the long jacks. Okay, yeah, okay. So both Parasol Tree and Maniac escape unscathed with that long jack.
Yeah, Fomelt a little bit behind in terms of accuracy, but not too far behind, already catching up to 99.8 almost.
But there are still 4 long jacks remaining in this chart, I think. Everything else is just shield.
Yeah, very jacky pick, all things considered. Oh no, that is a nasty miss.
We haven't got to the long jacks here, and here comes the long jack like we talked about earlier. Let's see who gets this now.
Oh no,
not for Maniac.
Oh,
one falling down.
Left hand, right hand.
One more.
Everyone's still alive for now.
Oh, 200 from Fomelt, actually. A little bit dangerous over there.
Yeah, Parasol Tree also dropping some fair amount of accuracy, dropping some more.
Fomelt at 99.5 here. Even Maniac tanked a little bit there, catching up with Fomelt's accuracy right here.
Yeah, Ting and Maniac just took some damage here. Maniac with the most damage out of all with a combo break.
All it takes is just a shield, but Maniac's taking another drop.
And we're going into the later half, the Ki section.
This is where Signature comes into play, and 2 misses right at the same time here. I think this is where the stamina being really dealt in, and they really need that recovery coming up right here. More long jacks, even then, that's still not budging.
Yeah, still nothing budging on China's side, and with almost 30,000 points of lead, we are
coming. There's no FCs remaining.
Yeah, no FCs remaining on the United Kingdom. We're closing the match right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're closing in on the last stretch of the chart here, and it seems like by some distance, although Parasol Tree did find a drop at the outro of this song, but at that point, 27k is quite a distance to walk from there.
Yeah, especially when there's not much of the map left. Still 2 full combos left on China's side, and we're gonna watch those scores because Donix's performance, for example, is
no shot.
double S on fucking on another song, please.
V1 double S on Dans la Mer de song. That's just not. That just. I think that's the one of the bigger highlights, I think, for the semifinals round, because my goodness, that score is rare.
No, yeah, especially for a hybrid 2 pick, 995.2 in semifinals is kind of unheard of. That is a score and a half coming from Donix.
Goodness, that is one heck of a performance there for both of these teams, and China will be moving on to face United States on the winners bracket finals, and UK has one more shot though in the lower bracket, but they're guaranteed top 6, and China's guaranteed podium once again.
Yeah, Oh, I'm looking forward to see what China can do against the United States, because like we we are already like pretty excited about China taking the #1 seed like from the qualifiers onwards, but it kind of depends on how China scales on the finals map pool against the United States. Like the United States, we know that the United States can scale, that's not a question, but yeah, also the remaining question is how is the UK going to survive the losers bracket when there's like monsters lying beneath.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that, that is definitely our last match on the block as well. And that's the last match even on the semifinals. All that's left is all people you know and love is the showcase of the finals map pool here. The bigger question would be if the map pools are to be made hard enough for the remaining 6 teams that are left out in the tournament.
Oh my god, Chile, Thailand, and South Korea, UK in the losers bracket, that is gonna be a bloodbath.
Well, it is a bloodbath, and without question, I mean, you would expect the best of the performances, even in this tournament, and even on the finals map pool, it could be a decider whether or not they would scale much better on the line of the finals map pool, because I've heard it's quite a jump, but I've never seen kind of a jump on like that before, I think.
Yeah, I feel like the jumps are needed at this point, because there comes a point in the tournament where like some of the teams are just drastically just have drastically higher ceilings than other teams, and yeah, it's not quite linear.
Yeah, and at that point, that jump is so necessary for the 6 teams remaining. And you know when you also crank the difficulty of map pools, and I guess it's just bound to happen, really. And you know what else that you can actually crank? It's the banners from the OSA store right now for this iteration of this Mania 4K World Cup 2025. You can go to OSA store right now just to purchase the team banners, your favorites as well. You can even stack the team banners as well on your profile page, just so you can even probably annoy your friends around if they're looking at the profile page or whatever. You can go there and purchase it from the OSA store right now. And if your favorite team banner end up being winning the 4K Mania World Cup 2025, you can get to keep that banner for much longer time. So get in there and support your favorite team at this moment in time.
And yeah, OSU banners, crank that. Apple Showcase is going to be at 20 UTC, which means a little bit more than 5 hours from now. So we'll let the Mapulos actually wake up from their hard work. I've been kind of monitoring their hard work behind the scenes, and they're definitely working really hard to provide you with the best map pools they can, and also like for the players, for the caliber of players we have left. In any case, we will be closing this entire weekend of matches, and we'll see each other going into the finals.
Yeah, this has been Viva and Petrov. We'll be signing off.